Hey there, welcome. Welcome one, welcome all. It's my absolute pleasure and esteemed honor to be here with you today on this last Sunday of 2023. Hey, come on now. Don't we have something to give God thanks for? Like, seriously, it is not only the last show, but the last day of the year. And if you are here tuning in with us, whether it be this afternoon or on another day, that in and of itself is something to say, thank you, God. Thank you, God, that I made it through this year. You have kept me, provided for me, guided me, led me all the way through. And here you are, alive and well today. So thank you. I am none other than Michelle L. Forbes, your host right here at the Win Win Life Show. And we have a guest for you today, a surprise guest for you today. But just before we bring the guest on to join me, I'm going to go ahead and have you to take a look at this promo. In case you haven't picked it up as yet, be sure to pick up yours. Hey, here we go.
Hi.
None other than my dear husband, Gareth Montgomery Forbes. If you know one thing about me, I like to call people their full name because it's all on your birth certificate. So why not use them? Yeah. So none other than Gareth Montgomery Forbes, my dear husband, is
Hi.
here with us today. Welcome.
Thank you for having me on your program today.
Awesome. He's a bit shy. But you're not seeing any of that. I didn't hear that from me, right? No, no. Yeah, he's putting on his best bold self today. Yep. But inside he's not shy. It's just kind of like let me get over the camera and then I'm good to go. But it's a pleasure to have you. Thank you for
It's a
coming.
pleasure being here with you, my sweetie.
Yes. When he was initially asked, he was like very shaky. But he bold up himself and he's here today. So why did I invite him to come and join us today? Why? Because we celebrated
Celebrating
what?
23 years.
And when did we celebrate it?
Yesterday.
Yesterday we made 23. Oh, wait again. 23.
3.
Yeah. 23.
3.
Yeah. 23 years together as a married couple. And that is celebration. That calls for celebration. That calls for, I was telling him before we started that my word for this anniversary, 23 years of and being married to him, our wedding anniversary is grateful. I'm grateful to God that we're here and we're still here and we're
Yes.
still together.
Yes.
Yeah, so I'm grateful. So I was asking him what is his word, but he doesn't have a word at this moment in time. Let's leave it at that.
Well, I just have been thankful for being together with you for 23 years. It just seemed like it was just yesterday, we met and everything. So, and then the thought just crossed my mind 23 years, and he's 23 when I got married. So, he like double. So, I just thank God for that. So,
I didn't even realize that. Wow. And he also gave away his age,
yeah,
isn't
that's
it?
okay. That's okay. That's okay. That's okay.
Yes. So I invited Gareth to come and join me. Initially, it was for the first segment, but he's so bold now that he wishes to stay for the entire session. So, just to share a bit on what our life together 23 years have been like. Yeah. And the little tips here and there. It's for me. I'll start. I would have been, and the one who would have been quite, it's been a rocky, so it's kind of like a up and down roller coaster in our relationship as we're learning to live with each other from two different countries, two different backgrounds, and learning to come together in living together as a couple. That is one of the key things that would have, I found, that would have played a key role, as from two complete backgrounds, two complete countries coming together in one house and endeavoring to live and make life together. Yeah, that for me was a big, as I sit and as I reflect on it, like, wow, trying to bring these two complete people together and make life livable, peaceable, and productive.
Yes.
Yeah. It's been some trying moments and it's been some fun moments too.
Yes.
Yeah, as I reflect, there are times when I would speak and hubby would say, "Sweetie, where you get those words from?" I'm like, how did you come up with those words? I'm like, I don't know. It's like it just comes naturally, ladies. It just comes naturally. Yeah, but you want to share a moment?
Yes, well, initially it's coming together, all that we just thinking about just living together, getting married, but we didn't understand there's also commitments in other areas of our life, and other things comes along as we journey from one stage to another. So we had to make a number of adjustments here and there, and sometimes we make some errors, sometimes we don't make the right move or the right decision, but we continue to work together. That is our commitment that we made to each other, that we're going to stick together, and divorce is not the option. I mean, work
That's
through
true.
whatever we have to work through, so that God be all the glory and the honor through it all. And as time goes on, it just roll on. I didn't realize how much years has passed, and it's really been thankful to God for kept us for all of these 23 years. Yeah, 23 years is amazing, so I just thank God for that, and thank God for my sweetie too.
Yes, indeed. Um, as you guys saw, I would have been giving all those signals. Is like when he mentioned 23, that when he mentioned divorce is not an option, is like, okay. Yep, that's like, no, 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 divorce is not an option. Yep. I think that was something that we had decided when we just got married.
Yes,
Yeah, we decided that together as a couple, like divorce is not an option. So as we're going through and the rubber hit the road, I tell you, and man, and sometimes I've in my head, hello, let's make it real, I cussing my husband because, like, ain't, can you see, can't you get it, don't you understand what I'm saying?
And I'm saying the same thing too. Don't you understand what I'm saying? How do you think you don't understand what I'm saying? But two minds, having their own different understanding and perception of things. And is when we come back together and put it on the table and realize, okay, she was right, I was wrong, I was right, she was wrong. And a debate goes on and on until we finally make a decision and just move on from there. But these are the things that tend to happen. And it's good that we could talk about it, and also find a place of reconciliation and keep the peace among us, so that we do continue to live on, as the days goes by. Because also our initial move in getting married is that, to bring glory to God and to also be an example to others. So we now have to model that out in every situation, every fear that come against us, so that others could see that, even though we have different challenges and circumstances that come, once we continue to have God in the center and we're working together, then we'll be able to make it.
Yes. No, he talked like, as he was speaking, I'm like, okay, yeah. And we have had those moments when we fail and God used the very children, hello, the youngest, to drop word on us like, you both realize that you are setting an example for us as to how we are supposed to engage in marriage relationship with our spouses, right? This is the same that I'm giving you. That was how she laid it on.
Yes.
And I had to just like, like humble yourself like a little puppy and just like, okay, lot of food for thought there. Let's ponder on these things. Yeah. But that's one of the things that we're grateful for too, like our children, having our children, and wanting to, yes, boy, when the flesh kick in and your tongue want to rip, and sometimes it has ripped.
Mhm.
Yes, right?
Yes.
Yes. Sometimes it has ripped. And what you still have to remember, okay, we have these children, we're here and we have to set an example for them, one. And two, also, like, I have to remind myself, and even in communicating with Garrett at times, I'm like, my apology for offending you, but I want for you to know Michelle's heart does not mean to bring any hurt or harm to you. The core of my heart is to love, to nurture, to secure, to save, keep safe, no hurt or harm. But when you feel pinched at times, when you're not in that spiritual place that you ought to be, you react quicker than you should, when you should have responded instead of react. And yeah, that's something that we definitely would have learned.
Yeah, well, for me, I quicker to internalize everything, so I more keep it on the quiet, and sort things out internally. And sometimes when you want me to speak, I don't I have nothing to say, but I do have things to say. But I try not to say it in that spur of the moment, because then she said something, I said back something, then it's gonna cause a more uproar that way. So I try to keep silent as possible too, so that diffuse, de-escalate the situation, so
Yeah.
that it don't cause us to be apart. And one of the things that I learned recently is that when we get offended, you know the first response, we want to resent, move away from your partner. But then I learned, that is not the right response to us to do. Yes, you could ask for a moment just to get your mind and your thoughts
Gather yourself
together.
Mm.
And but the main thing is for us now to come back together,
Mm.
because hatred, resentment causes us to be separated. But now the like and the love now causes us to want to be together.
Mhm.
So when that incidents happen, you know, I try to now move towards her and not to move away from her.
Mm. Yeah. Mm.
And
Yeah.
that does not happen on my accord. So God help me, help us in that aspect.
Yes. Yes, indeed.
To really to come to that level to go, because disappointment is going to happen, disagreement is going to happen, debate's going to take place, likes and dislikes going to happen, but it's not what happened, is what how we deal with what happened that
True.
makes a difference.
True. True. So, a quick question. What is one moment, like, outside of SEX? Okay. All right. What is one moment that you could pull on right now, that from the very moment we got married to present, that you would say you enjoyed us doing that together? And not dwell from, and probably maybe want to go back to that if it's something that we are not currently doing together.
Well, I think we're doing it together, but not as much as before. Because sometimes what I realized
what is
when
that
the
one thing?
initial doing something together, like for instance,
No, no,
like
no.
for
What is your
Christmas,
one thing?
we working together.
What?
We're working together, like making food in the kitchen, cooking
Okay.
together,
No, but what
cleaning
is the one
together.
thing? Like, what is the one thing? Like, will
We
it be
working together,
what work?
working together.
We working
Anything,
together, or generally? Okay.
anything that we working towards.
Okay.
Once we come on the same plane and we have the same vision or focus, and we now start to work together as a team
Okay.
and getting it done. That
Okay.
is something that we realize that we, over the years, that we have done a lot of that, working together, get things done, to cause us to
In
come
seasons. Now, to
in different
be complete,
seasons, but
yes, seasons.
but
There's more working together that is needed. If we both are honest, yeah, we'd say that is definitely something that we have now stepped into now more than ever before. But for me, now, husbands say working together, that's general. But for me, I'm very specific. Yes, and so specific. Yeah. And so my specific is when we just got married, there was no washing machine. Okay. It was washing with your blessed hands that God
Yes.
give you.
And the bucket.
Outside in the pail, like the big
The bucket.
bucket
Yeah.
pail. Yeah. Yes, and you have to carry it to the pipe and catch the water and then bring it back and put it. So we were outside by the side was the kitchen door to go
Yes,
outside,
that's
right?
right.
Yeah. So we go outside by the kitchen door and we would catch the water in the pail, put it. So we would usually have two, one to wash and then one to rinse.
Yes.
Yes. And we would be outside washing together, hands inside the same pail with the clothes, washing
I
together.
am
So
a good
that's
washer too, you know. You had yeah, I'm good at that.
Yep. So that was something as I thought of when I asked the question to him, Nando, that was what came back to mind. Like that's not something that I particularly want to go back to doing, like washing with hands. Like, no, let's let the machine work. Yeah. But did I enjoy those times that we did that before we bought a washing machine? Absolutely. Yeah. That was something that we enjoyed.
Yes.
I enjoyed. He enjoyed it too. Yeah. And let me see where we're at. Okay, so one other question that I'd like to ask you: what is one regret you have not doing before you stepped into marriage?
I guess I would say one of the things that we get not doing or not knowing is about, marriage itself. Because,
Knowing more.
knowing more,
Mhm.
coming into Christianity, that's the belief that, which we know we live and operate by, not living together, just shacking up, but living together as a marriage union as God. I want us to become so, that was more the focus and not really understanding a little more of what marriage is about, knowing that, I now have to play the role of being priest, protector, provider, and these different aspects that comes along with it. And then also raising children, all these things comes into play, and it's just like now learning that I never had an example
Mhm.
of that being played out before me, or have a counseling or marriage that I see that is being successful, joyful, and their children raised up, in that nurturing and protecting of the family
Yeah.
on our behalf. So if I know more about that, that would give me a better stepping stone going forward
Okay.
into marriage.
Yeah. For me, I would say it's one thing that I would have loved to have a tight grip on is understanding the man. Yeah. So it's like I that's one regret I have or wished I would have like intentionally become more educated on the man and also on me, the woman, how I function, because it's still a learning progress and we're still coming into knowing who we are. So understanding more about me, how I am wired, how I function, and understanding more about the man that I am living with, that I've committed to live with the rest of my life. Yeah, that's for me.
Mhm.
And lastly, one tip that you would leave with folks who either they are married or looking to get married, that would definitely bring value to them and their relationship.
Well, I would say one thing that I would say is to maintain a level of love with each other. Know what you like, know what your spouse like or your fiance like, and let that cause you to build on more what you want in the marriage. Because once you like something and focusing on that help to move away from the negative, and the positive cause you both of us now to come closer together because we are attracted to what we like and what we love.
Mhm.
So let it start there. And also, love is not just a feeling. Love now have to move beyond just a feeling, but now move to a level of knowledge and understanding. You're doing it because you love. You're doing it because you have made a commitment to your spouse
Yep.
and
To
your
God
stage and to God
and
and to the
yourself.
witnesses and to
Mhm.
myself. and we're staying true to that commitment. So even if I don't feel love, even though I don't feel like it, sometimes you don't feel like it, but now I operate on what I know. So having that knowing makes a big difference.
Yeah, that power of knowing makes a huge of a difference. So so that is us giving you a snippet of us celebrating 23 years of marriage together. And before the day's out, we're going to be uploading a few pics that we took yesterday as we renewed our vows. So we're going to just share with you some pics that we took from that. And we hope that you'll be blessed. But before we go on to the second segment of this broadcast, we are going to allow you to tune in again to this promo. Hey, so just in case you have not yet picked up your I Am Loved and Affirmed Gratitude Journal, be sure to pick it up. It is definitely going to be a game changer for you as you embark upon 2024, which is also have a leap year where you have 29 days in the month of February. And of course, your girl, she cover the entire year, 366 or 365. So you know the journal is going to be covering that 29th day of February already covered. So be sure to pick up your copy and also pick up one for a friend or a family. Definitely will bless you. Okay. So just before we bring the curtains down, I want to share with you something that you can look forward to as we are launching into the new year 2024. And I'm going to share with you just now. Yes, that is Winning with Michelle and Friends. That's a segment that we're going to be starting coming this month of January, which is my birthday month. Come on now.
Yeah.
Yes. And in case you didn't know, tomorrow is my birthday. Yeah, I start the year. Yes. And he starts the
second half of the year.
Come on now. Yes, yes, yes. Yes. So Winning with Michelle is a segment that we are going to be diving head on into, as it's going to be bringing you content, messages, value that will help you to win in your life, in business, and in ministry, as we collaborate with other friends of mine, friends that we currently know, and friends that God will be sending along our path for us to partner, network, and collaborate together in helping you to win in your life, in your business, and in your ministry. And I am so stoked and excited concerning that segment that we're going to be bringing you, as well as for Winning with Michelle, with the coach, Michelle, the Win-Win Life coach, Michelle. I have a 3-day session that we're going to be offering to persons who need some help with their vision board. And that's the 15th, 16th, and 17th of January. We're going to be dropping it tomorrow, the availability for you to go ahead and register and tap into it. It is at a ridiculously discounted price of $10. And along with that, I'll be dropping in the bonus where you will be able to be on a live session on those 3 days. So the template, I'll be giving you the templates for you to go ahead and do your own vision board, and you can walk with it on your device that you have with you 24/7. But along with that, I'll be having live 3 nights, 3 days of live session where you can sit and we can come together and look closer at your vision board for 2024, and also a gift to you segment where we can sit and consult and see where do you need some fine tuning? How can I help you to get that vision crystal clear and you set and ready for 2024 before you close out the month of January? We know that some of you, yes, you are on point and you have your vision and everything set, but maybe you need some accountability. Maybe you need just a tad bit more clarity. Maybe you need some supernatural strategy. Come on board and join us for those 3 days, and I'm pretty certain that you'll be walking away, fully blessed and ready for 2024. And of course, you have a sister who is an entrepreneur. Spread the word. Tomorrow, I'll be dropping that availability for you to go ahead, come on board and register and show up and be ready to make 2024 a year like none other. So, closing word, you want to share?
Okay. Thank you, sweetie, for having me on your Win-Win Live show. And
You're welcome.
we are celebrating 23 years together. And, we look forward for what God is going to do in our life and through our ministry and through our family. We never thought we'd be here on a podcast doing these stuff. So greater things are wait ahead. So thank God for that. And thank you, all listeners, for listening and tuning in. Hit the like and subscribe button as we continue to produce these live broadcasts.
Awesome. And thank you very much.
You're welcome.
That's good. And for me, I'd love to leave with you an admonition I'm sharing with you for 2024, and an admonition I'm sharing with myself as well and us. I admonish you to be consistent and resilient in love and gratitude as you build. Be consistent, because out of consistency come production. Be resilient, because you will for sure have those days when you feel so tried, when the trials hit you so hard, you feel like just throwing up your hands and throwing in the towel and walking away. But I encourage you to be resilient. Know right now, those days will come. But make up your mind now that though you may get a punch here or there, and you may fall to your knees at times, hopefully in prayer, but you're going to rise again. You're going to resiliently rise up again and put one foot in front of the next, going forward. With that, we want to say God bless you.
Bless you.
Thank you for tuning in today's show. Thank you again for stepping outside and becoming bold. Being bold, because he is bold. Yeah. Being bold and showing up here with me today on our final show for 2023 and the final day. So God bless you. We look forward to meeting you next Sunday, the very first next year. Next Sunday, next year, the very first show that we'll have for 2024. Spread the word that we're here and we are ready to serve you in the highest capacity to help you become all that God has called you to be. Until we meet and see each other again, au revoir.
Au revoir.